What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. I'm sure some of you have already heard this. I found out maybe 10 minutes ago, man. Shocking. One of the best current actors in Hollywood and one of the hottest actors, you know what I'm saying? This is shocking, man. One of the best actors in Hollywood, period, black, white, yellow, whatever, has passed away at the very young age of 43 years old. He passed away from cancer. Chadwick Boseman, the charismatic actor known for portraying barrier-breaking baseball player Jackie Robinson, music icon James Brown, and Marvel superhero T'Challa, also known as Black Panther, has died of complications from colon cancer. He was 43 years old. His family confirmed the news Friday evening in a statement posted to Twitter, revealing that Boseman was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016 and quietly battled it for years as it progressed to stage 4. A true fighter, Chadwick persevered through it all and brought you many of the films you have come to love so much, from Marshall to The Five Bloods, August Wilson's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and several more. All were filmed during and between countless surgeries and chemotherapy. It was the honor of his career to bring T'Challa to life in Black Panther. He died in his home with his wife and family by his side. Born and raised in South Carolina, Boseman studied directing at Howard University and soon built his acting career playing historic black icons like Thurgood Marshall and Marshall, Brown and Get On Up, and Robinson in 42. And ironically, because of the late start of Major League Baseball, usually Jackie Robinson's day is on April 15th, but because of the late start, Jackie Robinson day in Major League Baseball was today, the same day that Chadwick Boseman passed away. And of course, he was known for playing. Matter of fact, I think that's the movie that might have really put him on the map. Was portraying Jackie Robinson. I think that movie came out about 8 years ago. You know, the thing that's the movie I first remember him by. Now, don't get me wrong, I've seen him before that in movies, but it was him portraying Jackie Robinson that really captivated me. They picked an actor that was not, they didn't want an actor that was very well known. And it helped that he favored Jackie Robinson. But he really, captured Jackie in so many ways in that movie. He captured his charm, he captured his perseverance, and he captured his angst, you know what I'm saying, his frustrations. He really, truly, knocked it out of the park with that role. Then I remember a couple of years later, I remember hearing, might have been about 2014, 15, I remember hearing that he was going to play James Brown, and I was thinking, I don't know if he could do it. But then, I saw him in that movie, and I'm like, man, he really gets into. He's a method actor. He has to have been a method actor because, like, he really got into that role of James Brown. And I'm like, you know what? Wow, this guy's really good. But he'll always be best known as T'Challa, better known as Black Panther. And the thing I'll always admire about that movie is it That movie proved that black actors can carry a movie. You know, for a very long time, Hollywood refused to push an all-black feature for the most part. You know what I'm saying? They felt as if though black actors were Hollywood poison. When you look at it, Harlem Nights, even though it's always portrayed by the mainstream as a flop, but they're only comparing it to earlier Eddie Murphy vehicles like Beverly Hills Cop and Coming to America. But Harlem Nights made $90 million back in 1989. You know what I'm saying? Which in today's world would probably be well over $200-something million. So it's not a flop. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not mistaken, Coming to America was basically an all-black cast. And that movie made almost $300 million in 1988. That movie would be a mega hit in today's dollars. But yet later on, I remember reading a news article that said that Waiting to Exhale, which came out in 95 and made a little bit under $100 million, was the highest grossing all-black cast movie. And I'm thinking to myself, no, it's not. Coming to America, with the exception of Louis Anderson, pretty much, that was an all-black movie. But that's just how Hollywood thinks, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, Black Panther put that myth to rest. I believe that movie grossed over $1.3 billion. And of course, he also appeared in the highest grossing movie of all time, you know, The Avengers. You know what I'm saying? And his character, who was the regal king of the fictional nation of Wakanda, initially made his debut in 2016's Captain America Civil War, before starring in his own vehicle, which I mentioned, which was 2018's Black Panther. With its predominantly black cast and powerful central performance by Boseman, Black Panther was a watershed moment for pop culture, breaking box office records and becoming the first superhero film to ever earn an Academy Award nomination for Best Picture. He also appeared as T'Challa in Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. And most recently, he starred in the crime drama 21 Bridges and Spike Lee's war drama The Five Bloods. He's also completed filming on the upcoming Netflix film Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which is based on August Wilson's play and expected to be his final film performance. Boseman was also set to return for a Black Panther sequel, which Disney had originally scheduled to hit theaters in May 2022, but had not yet begun filming. Marvel Studios says that our hearts are broken and our thoughts are with the Chadwick Boseman family. Your legacy will live on forever. So, you know, look, this is a big loss for, I'm just going to say, Black Hollywood. Our culture is a big loss. It sort of reminds me a little bit of John Cazale. John Cazale was, you may not know him by his name, but you will know him by his face, of course. And of course, he's best known for playing in the Godfather movies. He played Fredro. And John Cazale was in a number of not only extraordinarily financially successful, but very critically acclaimed movies. Of course, he was in the first two Godfather movies, playing Fredro. And then, of course, he was in Dog Days Afternoon, also with Al Pacino. and he was, in The Deer Hunter. All of these movies won the Oscar, and unbeknownst to many of his fans, he was suffering from bone cancer. In fact, in The Deer Hunter, he was actually dying of bone cancer. If my memory is correct, I believe he died either before filming completed that movie or shortly afterwards of the completion of the film. He was dying when he was working on that film. And he was only 42 years old. And, when I think of Boseman being 43, that kind of reminded me of that, I do remember, I'm going to close up on this. I do remember seeing a picture of Chadwick earlier this year. And I can't remember who showed this picture. Maybe it was Willie D. And he looked very emaciated, right? Chadwick, he had a hat on, and he looked really, really, really thin, like maybe he had lost 50 or 60 pounds or something. But I thought, look, he's an actor. Maybe he lost all the weight for a role. And I think that's what a lot of people were saying. Like, maybe he lost all the weight for the role. Remember several years ago, many years ago, 50 Cent had lost a lot of weight, and there was pictures of him, and many people thought, is he all right? But, he lost a lot of weight for a role. I think he was playing a crackhead or something like that. I can't remember. Might have been either a crackhead or an AIDS patient. But he lost a lot of weight for a role. So, Hollywood actors do that. Christian Bale lost a lot of weight. He got down like from 180 to 120 pounds, purposely for a role. So you just sort of threw it, you sort of just went like, okay, well, it's for a role. But apparently, man, he was very sick, and all thing I can say is, man, he's made his mark. Unfortunately, his fate was not to be an actor with longevity, but he was more of a shining star, and he was something to behold for a while, but not meant, I guess, unfortunately, to be everlasting. But he will shine brightly forever in cinema and in our memories. So salute to Chadwick Boseman. You always be remembered, brother, for what you captured on cinema for us, man. Rest in peace.